Meet Bulgarian native Ivan TJ Tokov, who has mastered the art of breakdancing. TJ arrived 2 years ago to New York to study in college. He performs in the subway with the New York City All-Stars while pursuing his degree.
We dancing here all kind of races, because nobody care right here who you are, what you are, or stuff like that. We all dancers and we trying to stick together.
Chucky is also a breakdancer with the All-Stars. He says he faces criticism from their audiences because he is Asian, but this has not stopped him from continuing to dance.
Well, they look at me, what the hell I'm doing, of course. But sometimes people look at me like I'm crazy. They do, of course they do, but I just don't pay no mind to them. I dance, I love to dance, that's what I do.
The members of the All-Stars want to show that modern breakdancers are no longer just black males.
We got women doing this because they got skills too. So we don't want to just make it look like it's a God thing. So we put the women in it and let them get their stuff off too, you know, because without them, there ain't no us.
While the face of breakdancing has changed, those who have followed it from the very beginning think some things remain the same. We interviewed the man who created the first ever breakdance documentary. Star Wars producer Henry Schalfen discovered breakdancing while taking pictures of graffiti. His 1983 film documents the beginning of the dance form.
It was very popular in the outer boroughs of New York, probably places like the Bronx and Harlem. People were breaking.
Schalfen explains that although blacks created breakdancing, they were not the ones who preserved it.
The black kids were moving beyond that already in the 70s. They'd done it, it was like fun, and then they were going to discos and things like that. Whereas the Latino youngsters took it up and they were dancing. So by the time we hit 1980, they're really the main people who are still doing it.
Schalfen became so heavily interested in the art form that he felt it needed recognition.
We brought it downtown and we put on a performance and an article in the Village Voice. And that was really the kickoff, the beginning of the media attention to breaking.
With the newfound popularity, Schalfen says breakdancing became an alternative to traditional dance forms.
It was rebellious, it was creative in the face of oppression. It was expression and voice where people had no voice before. It was part of that whole movement of hip-hop, which is basically a new way of expressing yourself.
Although these breakdancers celebrate the art form because of what it stands for, Schalfen says that fewer people are interested in practicing.
If it is declining, it's because it's 20 or 30 years old, and the world moves on. And especially here in the United States, you know, we don't have a kind of museum culture like they have in Europe, where they, you know, in Europe they're preserving breaking.
TJ disagrees with Schalfen. He points out that breakdancing is practiced globally and that it has more followers than ever.
People thinking that the breakdancing right now is kind of slow, kind of dead. This is not true. The breakdancing right now it's something very big. A lot of people breakdancing everywhere in the world.
TJ admits that there are differences between American and European breakdancing. He says that although European breakdancers do have talent, American breakdancers are more creative.
Here is more style, more footwork, more originality. The people in Europe, they're more like power moves, and they look what's going on here, but they're still good.
Another battle has arisen in the world of breakdancing. Some breakdancers would agree with Chucky that breakdancing is better now than it was in the beginning.
Back in the ages, it used to be like, people didn't know what, you know what I'm saying, flow movement, all the crazy stuff in the air. They just was doing floor works, you know what I'm saying? They used to do full work. Now it's all about tricks.
Along with complex dance moves in their performances, the All-Stars also include dancer Stephen Clark, who mimics Michael Jackson.
What I bring to this is more like an 80s thing too, because Michael Jackson was on top of the world in the 80s, as well as the breakdancing was. So what we did, we came out and we put it together, and everybody liked that. We're just taking people back in time.
Though the All-Stars wish to take people back to the 80s, Chucky welcomes the future because it allows breakdancing to improve.
It came from the bottom, it came up, step by step, you know what I'm saying? So every year it builds up to be better.
TJ thinks that if a breakdancer feels that another dancer's moves are horrible, the best way to prove that is through a battle.
If you don't like something in his style, if you have something mind against him, the only way how you can prove your thing or your point, battle him. If you win, you win. If you're not, you're a loser.
A breakdancer's reputation is important because he or she wants to be on top, but this task does not come easy. All-Stars breakdancer Adam Fuse One Baker explains what the art form means to him.
To me, it's like a drug. You gotta keep going. You gotta get good. You gotta get higher and higher if you want to be the best.
One thing is for sure, Fuse One and breakdancers all over the world will continue to battle for the #1 spot.